Okay, we've got a man coming on in about 2 seconds that will firmly put me in my place. But I can assure you that we'll have live updates. Fury faces former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia this weekend. Ngannou is one of the biggest punchers in UFC history, but has never boxed in the pro or amateur level, whilst Fury is an undefeated world heavyweight champion and is fully expected to, well, come through this comfortably, I would have thought. Afterwards, Fury is already contractually committed for an undisputed heavyweight championship fight with Alexander Usyk. I want to immediately go to somebody who's joining us and more on this, head of Queensberry Promotions, Frank Warren. Frank, a very good morning. Frank, how are you?
Good morning, Ali. Good morning, Andy.
Morning,
I'm
Frank.
okay.
Frank, that's brilliant, mate. Just before we go into boxing matters, I guess you want 30 seconds to congratulate Tottenham on their lofty position at the top of the table, mate.
Oh, I've just eaten my breakfast. Now I've got indigestion.
Listen, mate, only joking. Spoken about the fight coming up at the weekend. We're not. I know it'll be, it's a little bit dangerous here and there, and all the usual kind of patter. But surely Tyson will win this comfortably.
Well, look, I've got to be very honest here. I believe he'll win because I believe he beats anybody he gets in the ring with at this moment in time. But this guy's got absolutely nothing to lose. We know he's a big puncher. I've watched a lot of his fights on UFC, and he's rough, he's tough, he's strong, he can whack, he can really punch. He's in the Guinness Book of Records for the hardest punching sportsman. Having said that, I can't see him outboxing Tyson in any way. So what's he got to do to win the fight? He's got to get on top of Tyson. He's got to rough him up. He's got to do everything he can to put him out of his stride. So I think it's going to be exciting while it lasts. And if you look at Tyson, his last three or four fights, he's not exactly shied away from having a standing up face to face with anyone either. I mean, he's been on the floor twice in his last fight. Got up from that, and he's changed his style a bit. He's been trading. So I think what will happen, it'll be a shootout. I think it'll be very short and sweet, but I believe he'll do it.
Yeah. Has Ngannou, has he boxed before in any way, shape or form, Frank? Because normally a fighter like Tyson, you go into a fight, you watch, you study, you have a look at your opponent's weaknesses, and you find ways to do what you do on the night. Whereas if you're going in with someone that's hardly ever had a pair of gloves on before like that, then it's a difficult one in some respects.
Well, he's not. Look, this is not misfits boxing. Where these guys have been sitting behind a computer.
Yeah.
This guy was he was the undefeated. He is the undefeated UFC heavyweight champion. So he's used to combat sports. He's not fought professionally or amateur. I don't believe he's fought as an amateur. I'm not sure. No. But having said that, I know he's done a lot of sparring. He's done quite a bit of sparring in the past with Joyce, who said that he's a bit, he said he's very strong, he comes forward, and he did 8 rounds right off the top with Joe, and that was, I suppose, a couple of years ago, but he's obviously sparring now for it, he's got professional trainers in, but look, he's not going to turn into a boxer by training. He is what he is. He's a massive big puncher, and what he's going to do, he's going to try and knock his block off. That's what he's going to try and do.
Frank, tell me, looking ahead, some interesting comments, not for the first time Tyson's come out with, and I think the quote he gave Sky at the weekend or recently was that the AJ is now out in the cold, was the quote I read. Is that the case?
Well, I don't know what he's doing at the moment. The fight they were putting together with Deontay Wilder's fallen apart because they were looking to do that in Saudi, and the people who were going to put it on no longer interested in doing it. And I think Wilder's been looking elsewhere. I don't know what he's going to do. Apparently he's been locked. He's gone into a dark room for 4 days. The last thing I heard with AJ, he's probably had to do that because of all the BS that he's been told by Eddie over the last few months, which is not happening.
The greatest respect, the one we want to see obviously is USYK versus Tyson. That would be the big one. Rumour is we'll hopefully get to see it in December, all things going well.
Well, he's got to come through this, provided there's no mishaps. It'll go on. Hopefully we'll get it on this year. If anything goes wrong, then obviously it'll have to be postponed. But we would like to get it on this year. Tyson certainly would. This will be his first fight in 11 months. So he wants to get busy, and we're not. By the way, I'm not counting my chickens.
No, I know.
Anything can happen. But if he comes through this okay, then everybody gets what they wanted for him. We've worked very hard to make it happen.
How's he looking, Tyson, Frank?
Looking good. We did a couple of press things yesterday over here, and he's very relaxed as he always is, and he's in his, as he always is in fight week. He's in his fun mood, and he's quite good. Really looking forward to it and wants to get it out the way.
Frank, will you catch Arsenal tonight?
I'm going to try. Well, they've got a reception tonight. It's the Riyadh season opening ceremony tonight, so we're going to that, and then we're going to afterwards to the organisers got a dinner. We're going to that afterwards. So I've got to sneak my phone in there, and I'll be sort of watching under the table while I'm in between courses.
Well, I can reassure you that one is live on talkSPORT. So you can get a hold of that in talkSPORT, mate, if you're travelling in the car. Thanks for taking the time to join us this morning again,
Nice
Frank.
one, Frank.
Good
Cheers.
luck, mate.
Thanks, fellas. All the best.